Tonight's headlines are brought to you in part by Coldwell Energy and McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Chris Nelson. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Direct flights to Japan are here. Now tourism officials ask, how do we fill them up? Also tonight, clearing has started for a new Toyota dealership, but how clear is the way forward? And Philippine Airlines says they would like to fly directly to Saipan, but what is the cost? In sports, runners to your mark get set for Saturday. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
And there you have it. McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Havaday Tirwami and good evening, Commonwealth. It is Wednesday night. Direct flights to and from Japan kicked off at the beginning of this month. And now that the service is here, the push is on now to fill those seats. United Airlines connects the NMI to its hub on Guam with 8 flights per week, and now 3 times per week directly to Japan. The air service to Tokyo, considered essential to restarting tourism from one of the CNMI's key source markets. But the flights don't yet have the number of passengers in the seats that are needed to make them sustainable. United's Sam Shinahara.
It's one that ensures that both parties are going to work really hard to fill up that airplane, right? And so I think the partnership thus far has been amazing, right? And we started the flight during a really, really challenging time. With the yen where it is right now, it's going to be tough, and it's going to be a tough hurdle. But the good thing is that we've got a good partnership with the MBA, and I think and to a large extent with the Hanmi organization and the tourism industry professionals in this part of the world in particular are working really hard to push the market to get people into seats and to get people from Japan into the CNMI and vice versa.
The flights leave Narita Airport in the evening and arrive here early morning. Load factors currently low, and MVA and the Japan Trip Committee are working hard on a variety of ways to stimulate demand during a market that is challenging on a variety of fronts. Current promotions include 2 rounds of free golf or a day of free scuba diving, free airport transfers, and a $50 spending voucher.
Potentially, if this flight does really, really well, the CNMI government doesn't have to pay United Airlines anything. That said, I think for the next couple months, it's going to be a little bit challenging, with the yen rate where it is, with the fact that, the doors into Japan haven't been fully open, and we've been getting news every other day that they're going to, very soon make that announcement. I think that's going to be the difference maker for us for sure. And so we're going to work hard, to make it successful for sure.
Flights are currently scheduled for 6 months. The hope is to make sure that direct service to the NMI is more permanent. NMI once welcomed over 40,000 Japanese tourists per month.
Generally at United Airlines, we don't think short term. We try to think long term. And if we weren't interested in serving this market in the long term, we probably wouldn't have come to the table to discuss, because we're not in a situation where we just want to take somebody's money and run with it, right? And so We think this is a good program. We think that it's a good opportunity, but we were also keenly aware that it's a really difficult time to start a flight. And we wouldn't be able to do it without the help and support with the CNMI government. So, from the governor's vision on down to the leadership of the MBA and the trip chairman, and I think we've got all the facets of finding ways to be creative to make sure that this extends beyond the 6-month period, right? And so we don't look at it that way on the United end. We started this flight, and we're going to work really hard to make it happen and work and be successful, and that's what we're plowing through right now.
Fuel prices dropping a bit in the NMI. Let's take a look around town and around the nation. Mobile gas stations on Saipan reduced gas prices by 15 cents yesterday afternoon. Shell Marianas followed that price rollback last night. Extra fuel, otherwise known as unleaded, in mobile gas stations is now $5.26 per gallon, while super is now $5.86 per gallon. Diesel dropping by 20 cents, now $6.48 per gallon. Gas prices in Saipan currently at their lowest level since the beginning of the year. Around the country, cheapest gas these days is in Mississippi at $3.10 per gallon. Louisiana, Georgia, and Texas about $3.15 per gallon. Most expensive gas in the mainland, you'll find that on the West Coast. California gas average price higher than Saipan at $5.46 per gallon. Oahu, $5.28 today, and Maui, $5.46. AAA says the best way to save gas, well, keep your tires properly inflated, park in the shade, and minimize the use of air conditioning in hot weather. Drive the speed limit, and don't let your car idle for longer than 60 seconds. Also, they say don't use premium fuel unless required by the car manufacturer. AAA says it generally provides no added benefit. The board of the Marianas Visitors Authority met this week. Philippine Airlines says they are interested in providing direct service to Saipan from Manila. Let's take a listen.
They expressed their interest in partnering up with MVA to provide that direct nonstop from Manila to Saipan as well. And they're looking at, they actually were asking for next month, which is October. I have not gotten back to them on the situation, on where we at in collaborating with each other, as I wanted to bring this up with the board first.
Priscilla Jacopo, the MVA's managing director, says the discussions are just preliminary. Philippine Airlines has asked for a subsidy to provide the service, and that could be a big sticking point as the CNMI still in crisis coming out of the pandemic and hoping for a rebound from its key source markets like Japan and Korea.
Are they a viable market for us to spend that kind of money when we're spending that in basically our number one markets that we're trying to get back, which is Asia, Japan, Korea, and then hopefully have some money left over for China?
I was also looking at this where, we can expand our tourism industry for sports tourism, or even try to garner destinations with such as Taiwan, Singapore, Australia, where they can take this flight, stop in Manila, and then get to Saipan. So those are just the various avenues that I was thinking where we can benefit out of this. But I know 67,000 is a lot, and we have not discussed the mechanism of percentage of load factors. We don't even have an office there right now, so there's going to be a lot of things to consider.
More airline news. United Airlines local station celebrates a Safety Achievement Award at Saipan International Airport.
Today's event, we are celebrating the station's Safety Excellence Award. Safety being United's top priority and being paramount in what we do every day, this is truly a distinguished award that's being given to the station.
Saipan Station was recognized with both silver and gold level safety awards out of about 500 stations around the world. Just 26 have reached gold status, putting our local team in the upper echelon of safety around the United system.
You guys are like chameleons. You adapt to all of the different challenges that we put in front of your way, and you do it really, really well, and you're very consistent, always with the mindset that safety is first. And so I want to thank you guys very much for all of that hard work, because it is hard work.
United's partner POI was recognized in the Safety Award.
It's really, really important for any passenger to feel safe when you are flying. So it takes a new level of meaning for me to be invited and for POI to be recognized for achieving the safety excellence.
Saipan Station Manager Dave Baker says safety starts from the ground up.
Everybody here, we catch each other doing things that are right, and we also catch each other when we don't do it quite right, and we talk about that. And so creating an environment or a culture that talks about safety and what that means as an individual.
Employees out on the tarmac need to protect their hearing. Connecting a jetway to an airplane has a number of precautions, as does the use of stairs and onboarding and offloading passengers in the elements.
For safety, what that means to an airline is really on many levels. Safety means making sure that the plane is safe on the ground before it gets in the sky. And so all of these awards are centered around aircraft safety, around taking care of people, taking care of not only the employees but also the customers.
Just 10 stations have achieved Platinum Safety Awards. The local United team says that is the next goal. Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News. A judge hired to decide issues related to a new Toyota dealership on Middle Road has dismissed a complaint saying it was filed too late. AK wants to build a new car dealership here on Middle Road, just north of the Marina Heights office buildings. The facility will have 27 service bays for vehicle repair and 2 commercial bays for school buses and other commercial vehicles. A number of Annex residents who live nearby would like to stop the project from happening. AK applied to the zoning board in January and brought the proposal in front of the zoning commission to ask for a permit. This was opposed by the Homeowners Association of Annex, who cite concerns about noise, traffic, and environmental safety. Zoning board approved the project at a hearing in March of this year. Annex hired legal counsel and asked for judicial review in May, 22 days after the issuance of the written zoning order by zoning. Local judges bowed out of the case, and former Judge David Wiseman was hired to oversee it. Wiseman has now ruled the Annex filed their petition too late, that they had 30 days to appeal the zoning board's decision, and that 30-day clock started the day the zoning board met in March. Annex argues that their request for review was filed in time, that the 30-day clock should start when zoning issued its order. Judge disagreed. Larry Lee of the Homeowners Association says they have not yet had a chance to digest the decision, did not wish to comment further today. AK has started clearing the land, and the next step is a public hearing in front of Coastal Resources, as they will apply for a permit to begin earth-moving activities.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded, or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Choose the right seat and reduce the risk of injury to your child. Infants need to be in the rear-facing car seats. Keep them here until they outgrow the seat. A forward-facing car seat has a harness. This will help limit your child's forward movement during a crash. As your child grows, you can move them into a booster seat, but make sure they are in the back seat. Before using a seatbelt, make sure the belt can fit your child properly. The lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs and the shoulder belt across the shoulder and chest. Keep your child in the back seat at least through age 12. It's the safest place.
Buckle up. Every trip, every time.
Welcome back. You're watching the Wednesday night edition of the Channel 2 News. Local NMI top tennis players have a pretty good shot at playing in college. Tonight we have more with a Division I coach who has players serving from all over the world. Let's take a look. The Zags tennis team shares this indoor facility with the golf team, and while the weather can get pretty cold, golfers here can use the indoor bays and putting green to work on their game all winter. Ditto for tennis, these 6 indoor courts are for players only, and the kids have the keys to the facility. How do you get to a school like this from a faraway place like the Mariana Islands? But what do you do as a young kid if you're in a place that's remote?
I would encourage that kid to play as many tournaments as possible, especially if you have the opportunity to play outside of your town, right, or your country. Again, with some of the tools that we have, like UTR, for example, the more tournaments you play, whether it's at home or somewhere else, the more accurate your rating becomes. And so it doesn't really, you can be from the most remote place in the world, but if you've played enough tournaments and I know that your UTR is a certain number, I have a pretty good reference as to what your level might be. Not only the fact that you're actually getting more competition. So again, to me, playing is very important, playing and competing, because that's ultimately what's going to separate you from the rest of the kids. If you really are from a remote place, then one of your options is to start reaching out to coaches.
What about recruiting agencies? These are companies that have become big businesses in recent years, highlighting kids. Are they necessary?
Now, a lot of kids, they utilize these recruiting agencies for specific reasons. Maybe the kid is not as developed. Maybe the kid has a lower UTR. Maybe the kid just hasn't had enough exposure, and this is an easier avenue because the agency is gonna create that exposure for you. I see it both ways, but again, I think if you are a player of ability and you have the talent and ability to play Division I tennis, we're gonna find you.
Many aspects of local culture being celebrated this month. Our Sally Lemus has more.
According to Governor Ralph Torres, the indigenous cultures of the Marianas should be treasured and kept by the people. And this month is dedicated to recognize the beauty of the Chamorro and Carolinian cultural heritage.
The importance of our culture is so many things. It shows us where we came from. And it's important for us to pass that culture, heritage, language, tradition to the next generation.
The Chamorro and Carolinian cultures are unique, and the governor says people travel all the way to this island to experience the island culture.
Our tourist travels again all over the world to come here. What is the unique things that we offer? And definitely one is our culture, our language, our heritage. So we want to advance that and to showcase our Chamorro and Falawash community.
There are several government agencies and private organizations as well who are committed in preserving cultural practices and teaching it to the younger generations.
Like our canoe, for example. For me, I'm so proud of that project. It's a project that's ongoing, but it's a project that you bring back the culture, traveling through navigation. We have our master navigators here. That in alone is so much blessing. So now they're working on the canoe, and there's so much other stuff. Cast nesting, taladza, for example, weaving, and just to speak of the language. So DCCA, I mean, every department should, right? But those that focus into that is, of course, our PSS is a great role and partnership in providing bilingual classes to our children.
In light of Chamorro and Carolinian Cultural Heritage Month, the governor urges parents and guardians to begin the teaching process at home.
But at the end of the day, we also want to encourage at home. I know it's very hard, it's very difficult, but we need to do that. We need to put that extra effort because I speak Chamorro to my kids. I know they understand it, and most of them speaks back. But I know the challenges I go through, and it's a constant work. But we have to do it. I speak Chamorro because of my parents, and so I'm obligated to transfer that to the next generation.
The entire CNMI community is encouraged to celebrate our unique cultural heritage through attires, music, dance, language, and traditions for the month of September.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Half a day, CNMI. Did you know that car crashes are the leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 13? In order to keep your children safe during a car crash, make sure you select the right type of car seat for their age and size. A rear-facing car seat should be used from birth to 12 months or up to 3 years old. Forward-facing car seats are for children from 1 to 3 or up to 7 years old. Booster seats are for children from 4 to 7 or up to 12 years old. Seat belts are for children 8 to 12 years old or older. For a seat belt to fit properly, the lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs, not the stomach. The shoulder belt should lie snugly across the shoulder and chest and not across the neck or face. Do not move your child to the next car seat level until he or she reaches the top height and weight limit allowed by your car seat's manufacturer. Remember, your children are the most precious cargo when driving. Keep us safe and buckle us in. We depend on you. Thank you.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, NMA PSS All Schools Cross Country Series continues this weekend. The third 2022-2023 Northern Marianas Athletics and Public School System Cross Country Qualifier will be held this Saturday at the American Memorial Park. Hundreds of students from different schools in the CNMI will compete in elementary, middle, and high school division. The second qualifier was held at Cagman Elementary School last weekend. Agape Christian dominated the high school and middle school divisions. Here are the point standings after the second qualifier last weekend. High school male category first, Agape Christian, followed by MHS. Third is Saipan International School. Fourth, Grace Christian Academy, and Cagman High School is fifth. In the female category, Agape Christian also topped the category, followed by Saipan International School. In the middle school boys category, standings are Agape Christian School in first, second SIS and Dan Middle School in third. Girls category, Agape Christian in the lead, followed by Saipan International School. Third is Mount Carmel. Meanwhile, elementary division, Saipan International School topping both boys and girls categories. SIS followed by Brilliant Star in the boys category, and third Agape Christian School. In the girls category, Olei Elementary School in second place, Agape Christian School in third. The cross-country race is sanctioned by the Northern Marianas Athletics, the Commonwealth Coalition of Private Schools Sports Association, and the CNMI PSS Athletics Department. Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goats Gym, and today we're going to go over the kettlebell deadlift. Fantastic exercise to build overall strength, particularly in the legs and hips. Remember, we want to make sure that our setup is in good position. If you set up in a bad position, it's not going to look good and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common error setup is obviously a rounded upper back. 2 simple ways of correcting that. All I'm going to have Vince do here is extend his arms up here, and all he's going to do is think about reaching long and pushing his hips back. Reach long and push your hips back. So as you can see, he's already in good position. Now all he's going to do is grab that kettlebell. He's got tension in his legs and in his back. All he's going to do is just stand up tall, finish with his glutes.
All right, let's take a look at the local weather report. Mostly sunny, northwest winds 5 to 9 miles per hour. Tonight it's going to be partly cloudy, north wind of 8 to 13 miles per hour. Looking at a high of 87, a low of 77. Humidity coming in at 79%. Now tomorrow it'll be partly sunny with scattered showers and thunderstorms. North winds 9 to 13 miles per hour, high of 87, a low of 77. Marine forecast. Combined seas of between 4 to 5 feet are expected until next weekend. Passing tropical disturbance may bring some locally heavy showers on Thursday. Northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Wind waves 2 feet or less. Northwest swell 4 to 6 feet. Sunrise 6:06 in the morning. Gonna have a high tide at 6:02 p.m. A low tide at 11:37 p.m. and sunset will be at 6:14 p.m. as the days get a little bit shorter and shorter. That's going to do it for us here on this Wednesday night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Friday night right here on Channel 2. Good night.